me set this one up real quick. Hopefully this work. Let's see how am I gonna do this. I want it to be at a certain angle so everyone can see a little bit more. This might work. Let's try this. That's not bad. Okay. All right. So, hi everyone. I see a few people logged on already. Today's paint tutorial for beginners is going to be pretty interesting. But before we paint, I want to go over certain things. I know people have been asking me about the Superman, the McFarlane Superman. Not only that we painted the head sculpt, but also what do we do with the body, or does it even matter? Why even bother to modify the body? I'm going to show everyone real quick. This is the figure from, hold on, let me move my paint real quick. This is the figure, the McFarlane figure of Superman. I don't know who they're trying to base this off. Jim Lee maybe? I'm not sure. Let me take it out to show everyone real quick. Oh, it comes with a stand. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know it comes with a stand. The one I got was the previous version. I guess it didn't come with a stand. A fly stand. Pretty neat. I ended up buying this Superman from Amazon for $41 plus shipping. Way overpriced. I got about maybe a month ago, I would say. Okay. Here is the new Superman. It's pretty much the same exact thing. This is what the figure looked like. Very, very pale. Let me see if I can show you guys the head sculpt I got from the previous one. Hopefully I still have it. No, I might have tossed this somewhere. Oh, is this it? Nope, this is not it. Yeah, I might have put it away somewhere. I forgot where. Anyways, this is what the figure looked like straight out of the box. Okay, it's really nothing wrong with it. I get a lot of people ask, why do you modify? Is it even necessary? I call all my modification unnecessary modification. It's only for my own personal viewing purpose. Okay, so when I saw this figure, I thought it was pretty decent. The only thing I didn't like was how short the torso is and how long the arm come down to. Okay, so versus what we have here, the arm has been raised up a little bit and the torso is definitely longer. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. If we have them both stand side by side, I know one's on the stand, that's like a what, the 1/8 of an inch stand maybe. Okay, you'll notice that my Superman is slightly taller, as if 7 inches not already tall enough. But if you put him next to Batman, look at them. Batman's actually slightly taller still. So, hey, it's all good. I like the height I made, and to make the torso longer, it's definitely worth it for me. The purpose of making the torso longer also raise the arm higher too. Okay, so let me show you what I did with the figure. Pop the head up first. It's a modified head. It's a custom head. Okay, so what I did, was I drill up the hole, the torso hole. I left everything here stock, original, okay? And I drill up the hole and I put a tube in there. You can probably find a plastic tube from any hardware store, and then just raise it up to the height you want. And this is the way I wanted it. You can still rotate. It's a tube, you know, it's gonna hold really, really well. It still have all the function that it's supposed to have. I did this mod maybe 2-3 days ago. I didn't want to post it. Reason being, I want to make sure that I find the best result before I post it online and people start doing it, and then what if it end up to be not the best and end up ruining certain people's figure. So I think just extended the torso, this part is more than enough to make him look pretty decent. Okay, I also modified the bottom, but at the end I find it very unnecessary, so don't even bother. Just leave the bottom the way it is, just modify the top. Okay. Another problem about this figure is that the arms extend out way too wide compared to any of the previous Superman figure. I don't know if that bothered anyone. It did bother me at first, but after I extended the torso, it seems to fix maybe 90% of the problem. So what I did with the arm was I drilled through the original pig hole, okay? And I find a water pipe, PVC pipe, and I put it in there to replace the original tube. The good thing about PVC pipe is it's hard, but also has certain level of flex. And let me show you what it looked like without this piece. I really think this piece is so unnecessary, but hey, you know, if you like it, it's all good, okay? This is what it looked like without that piece. The arm still can be flush to the body, but it's closer. It kind of narrowed down the shoulder width. You still be able to turn just like the way it is, okay? And you still have the butterfly joint. It's just personal preference. Let's put it back in. Okay. Of course, I have a custom fist that I made because the original fist. Let's see. This is the original fist. It's pretty nice, but I find it slightly too big. I made it maybe a few percentage smaller. It's really no big deal, okay? It's really no big deal. The fist doesn't bother me that much, but I just prefer to have slightly smaller fist. And since I paint the body, as you know, this one, the original color, is slightly too pale. I mean, I want to say slightly. It's way too pale. Hi, Blue D Sculptor, okay? This head sculpt is way too pale, along with the fist, hands way too pale. That's why I took the cape off. We can just mask it and spray it with the one that I always recommend to everyone, the Flesh Tone Matte Primer from Ammo by Meg Jimenez, Titan Hobby. Okay, this is a really awesome color. I use it for everything that's flesh color related. Okay. So other than that, it's up to you if you want to do the mod or not, if it's even necessary. I just want to have a really nice Jim Lee Superman figure. The Mayfex one is pretty nice, but it's way too skinny. I find that body, it would be much nicer to use that body for like maybe Spider-Man or something. That thing is so skinny. Okay, let's put the Superman back on the stand. One thing about McFarlane figure is that they can't stand. They can't stand very well. I almost speak Chinese over there, but yeah, they don't stand very well at all. They horrible at standing. Okay. Yeah, that's why they give you the little stand, right? Okay. So that's Superman. Got that out of the way. Batman. You want to see the original Batman head? Where did I put that thing at? I was just cleaning up my table and I put a bunch of stuff away. I should have a box with all the... No idea where I put it. Yeah, the original head was not only tiny, but... Anyways, yep. Let's take a look real quick. Here's the Jim Lee head. Okay, Jim Lee Superman head. That does not come with the figure, of course. Okay, just give me like a few seconds. Let me see. I should have it. I was just cleaning up and already lost it. That's funny. Oh well. Don't see it here, don't see it there. Yeah, you guys can probably find it online. The original head does not look like this whatsoever. It's not a bad head. It looks pretty cool, but to me, it doesn't scream Jim Lee. And I would like my Superman and my Batman, both Jim Lee style, stand next to each other on my shelf. So you get the idea. They look really cool together. Okay, so that's that. And last thing we're gonna go over before we start painting is the Winston Logan that everyone's been asking about. This is the Marvel Legend, and they're making the figure better and better each time. Okay, of course I did the matte finish on the figure. Let's take the lights away. Okay, it's not as shiny as original plastic and yellow plastic. Of course we dry brush the arm, and we added a Winston Logan headsculpt that we designed it maybe 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I forgot. Okay, put it back on so you can see a little bit more detail. Okay, he's smoking a cigar. Okay, it's a really small head. This is a really small figure, as you can tell. That if that's a 7-inch, imagine that, I don't know, maybe 5-inch or something. He is short. I love it. I love it. Short, little shorty. All three Jim Lee. Okay, Jim Lee, Superman, Batman, and we got our Logan right here. Really cool. Okay, so let's get to the paint today. I'm not sure which one everyone want to see. I'm gonna show everyone all the one I primed today and that I plan to paint this week. So far we have the Punisher, right? This is the Revenger version that we designed. How long ago? I would say maybe 2015, 2016. I don't remember. Long ago. Okay, but this is with our new AK printer. The detail is so much more detailed. You can see all the hairline, everything. I'm gonna fix that little hole later on, just putty up and resculpt the hair a little bit more. Okay, but the detail beats the original one that we did many years ago by so far. You can see all the hair, you can see all the wrinkle, all the details on the face, the texture. It's all there. Okay, the Revenger is the one that based on Jim Lee design, but we slick the hair back. Of course, we have the same exact head, but with a bandana and more hair style on it. And we have the front hair, very detailed front hair separately. So when you paint, the hair will not be in the way. And also the hair is so detailed and thin, we had to print it separately in 2 different pieces. Just plug in, glue in, ready to go. Okay, so we might paint this one today, or we might paint the one that doesn't have the bandana. Okay, so I don't know, you guys tell me which one you want to see. The slick back hair is pretty easy. I might do that on my own time. These two should be a lot of fun. Maybe we do the bandana one. Okay. Not only this, we also have the Batman head over there. Oh, by the way, this one is misco size. This one's also misco size and also Marvel Legends size. They both share the same exact size. If you want to, if you wonder how to color match the original Punisher head, Punisher body from Misco, I will say just spray the neck. You know, take the neck off, spray the neck. It's gonna, most of the Punisher suit is gonna be covered up to the neck anyway. Just spray it, and then you spray this face with the same exact color. You got yourself a color match. Skin tone. Okay. I believe this one's the bigger one. Okay, this Batman, this is Hush Batman from McFarlane size, the one I have over there. Okay, right now I just sculpted a neck, a temporary neck on that figure for now, so you guys can see what it looked like on the figure. The figure comes with a head on, with a neck on. Okay, neck and head are in one piece, so we are designing the head and neck together in one piece. For those who are asking when it's gonna be available. The one with the bandana. Yeah, let's do this one, okay? So right now, this is just to show people what it looked like, okay? We also have the 10 Bradstreet Punisher. This is the necklace version. We have the one with neck. This is also the newest one. We have made this one maybe 3-4 years ago. But I reprinted this with the newest AK printer, and the detail is much better. You can see the hair much more, okay? Also, this face, we added a little bit more corner of the jaw muscle to make him more, I don't know, give him a little bit more personality. That's how I like it, okay? The previous one didn't have that bumpy muscle right there. It has been bothering me for a long time, and finally we added it on. It looks great. The last two I'm going to share, and this is my own personal project. I'll be honest, Daredevil is probably one of the easiest head to paint, okay? The guy is blind. So for you to paint the head, you pretty much got the skin. We primed the flesh on the skin already. That's pretty much 90% of the head done. Now, the next challenge part is probably painting it red to match the figure you have, either a Mezco figure or a Marvel Legend figure. Just match the red, okay? I know that Marvel Legend has a slight shine due to the plastic red that they use. Just put a clear coat on it, you will get to that shine pretty close. As for the eyes, just gloss the eyes. You got yourself a perfect Daredevil. Daredevil is so easy, okay? Yeah, I know that some people might have challenge to paint the red along the mask. And like I mentioned in many of my previous video, just thin and water the paint down and apply it on little by little. And wear your magnified glasses that I always recommend. You should be no problem. This one's an Oni head that we designed years ago. It's my personal project. It doesn't exist in any comic. My idea was Oni, you know, like a Japanese monster ghost, right? And I want him to wear this Oni mask made of wood, kind of, but it could be metal, but the design is there. The horn is really unique. I don't have the horn with me right now. I'm going to apply it on once the head is done, but you get the idea. Okay, so now, for those one who want to see the paint, most people voted for the Punisher. Let's get this started. The original color of the Punisher was the resin gray, aqua gray to begin with. So we primed with this dimension flesh tone spray. Okay, when you spray, kind of spray from a distance. You don't want to spray too close. And your first layer of spray, it might not cover all the gray right away, but be patient. Just be patient and wait a few minutes and apply another layer on. Okay? I would say 2 layers to 3 layers most is more than enough. It's more than enough. I did 2 layers on this guy. spray a little bit of left, spray a little bit on the right. Well, his left, his right, okay? And then spray on the bottom and a little bit from the top, just to get all the surface. Okay? Now, after that, I wait until the primer is dry, and then I apply the matte clear coat. Let me show you my matte clear coat. Oh, actually, this one is a flat clear. It's by Mr. Color Spray, flat clear. Okay, I'll show you guys what it looks like. You don't have to use this one because this one it's import from Japan, overseas. If you can find any clear coat from your hobby shop, that should do the magic. But one thing about clear coat I have noticed is that make sure you shake it well. Okay, shake it for a long time and spray on some surface, some object first to make sure that the clear coat is completely mixed inside the can before you spray onto the figure. Because if you don't, you might just spray clear coat on it and you're not going to get that flat effect. Does that make sense? Okay, and Mr. Color also not only they make a flat clear coat, they also make a matte clear coat. I honestly don't know much difference unless I spray it many layers. That's when I start to see that the clear start to fog, create some type of foggy surface, and that's the only difference I see. But unless other than that, flat clear does the magic. Okay. There's something else I want to mention about this one. Well, make sure you shake it well too. Okay, make sure you shake this one well too. Okay, if I remember what I was going to say, I'll probably mention it later, but brain fart. Okay, now the color we're going to be using today are pretty simple. Of course, we have the white for the eyes, black for the hair, and oh, you might want to pick this one up too. Okay, this one is the same company that make this. Basically, I use this color to do touch-up in case I make some mistakes, drawing too much eyebrow, too much hair onto the skin. I use this for touch-up. Okay, and we're going to be using flash shade gloss. This is what I use to draw the lips, to kind of give it that slight shiny lip instead of having the whole entire thing just skin color. Make sense? Okay, let's get started. I'm going to adjust the camera now. Let's aim it down a little bit. Oh, by the way, let me show you guys something pretty cool. I think it's this one, right? Is it this one? Which one is it? Nope, might be this one. I don't think I have ever, you know what's funny? I have this Misco Batman, Jim Lee style. Let me put the camera angle back. Okay. Hopefully it stays. Okay. I have this Misco, I mean not Misco, Mafex Hush Batman for years. I got the black version and the teal turquoise blue version. Okay, and I made a head for it, but I never paint it. I might just paint it this week. This is what it looked like. Okay, the reason why I never paint it is because, come on, this Batman, the Superman, they use the same exact body, and if you're talking about Jim Lee, he deserves a little bit more cheeseburger than this. You know, come on, give him more muscle. This will be a really cool Punisher body, okay? Daredevil body, but not a Batman, not a Superman body. This is just way too skinny. And I don't mean to talk crap, but we gotta do better. Mafex, you gotta do better than that, you know. And this Lifesaver donut belt, it's so thick around the waist, it just make the body even more puny. It's sad. You know, Jim Lee Hush, Batman, it's such an iconic design in all the DC comic, just overall. And you give this guy, he deserves a 2.0. Please, you know, stop reusing the same body for this iconic. Anyways, I don't want to say anymore. You guys get the idea. Okay, let's paint. We're going to do the hair first. Adjust the camera angle. Back down. Here we go. Let's see. A little bit of black. I was working on black earlier. Let's mix our paint. I have a lot of water in there, as you can see. Lots of water. I want my water to be I want my paint to be very watery. Okay. Wow. This one's going to be a little tricky. We got a bandana going on, huh? How am I going to do this? Let's see. Sit a little bit closer. Hair first? Hair first? Shouldn't even do hair first. Probably should do the bandana first. Yeah. What the heck? Let's just do hair first then. Look, I'm already making a mistake. I have a feeling that do the white first might be easier. Okay. Can you guys see? The paint's very watery, right? Okay, so you have these little string of hairs that stick to the bandana. Don't touch it, leave it alone. We'll deal with those details later. Right now, the goal is to apply a first thin layer onto the hair first, the surface of the hair. My paint's very watery. Most people's fear on brush painting is that, what if after I paint, the paint's too thick and it shows brush stroke, versus people who do airbrush. It's so clean. Well, I don't have airbrush because I don't have compressor. I don't have airbrush. I don't have the space for it. You know, well, then you do brush painting, right? Brush painting, if you water down the paint and you be patient, you apply the paint on layer by layer, nice and thin, you will be able to eliminate most of the brush stroke. They won't even show. Okay, I'm not painting close to the bandana at all, just giving it some space. The goal is to cover the whole entire hair with a thin layer of paint. Oh, by the way, earlier I mentioned the flat clear, right? The purpose of the flat clear over the primer, the flesh tone primer, is to create a layer of texture on the face. Of course, try to eliminate the shine too, right? The shine on the face. You don't want the face to be too shiny. At the same time, it creates a texture on the face. That texture will allow the paint, or later on when we detail the face with makeup or shade, it will catch the paint better. That's why we clear coat. I noticed that's something that I did not mention in the previous video, so I'm mentioning it right now. I'm still trying to organize all the thoughts I have from my paint progress, so kind of bear with me here. Okay, another thing about watering down your paint, the benefits is that since the paint is so watery, look at this. So you see the bandana, okay, and there's hair that sticking out from the bottom of the bandana, right? When the paint is watery, when you get close to the bandana, you see that black lines? You see what happened there? The paint pretty much just flow into it. Of course, that's part of the sculpting too. We have the bandana raised up certain thickness. And this is very important when from a sculptor. Especially when you are creating a Spider-Man with this whip line. When you have a little dip, it's much easier to apply paint on it. I don't know what that thing's called, you know, that little, in Chinese we call it 水沟, you know? Okay. We're still applying the first layer of paint on the hair. I know some people want to see how we paint eyes. I was thinking about that today too. I don't know how my phone camera is going to capture me drawing the eyes without me wearing magnifying glasses. I mean, it's possible. Let me see how close I can get my face, my eyes to next to the iPhone camera. Okay, so we pretty much got the first layer of paint on it. It's not all that amazing, right? Well, be patient, right? Let's work on the second layer. Let's see how much darker the second layer will show. Oh, look at that. Another thing about 1/12 scale is that, especially 1/12 scale, you don't want to use a very, very thick paint. Rather, water down the paint and apply it layer by layer, instead of just slap a thick paint over it right away. You will completely cover up all the little detail because the paint is so thick. Let me show you guys what I mean by that. See all these little hair detail that's on the sculpt? If the paint is too thick, it's going to completely fill it up and you won't have much hairline after. Okay. Right now, I should really use the opportunity to start working on some of these hairline close to the skin. I'm not wearing magnifying glass at all. I'm just painting it with my eyes. The paint is watery enough for me to control. When I paint by myself, I wear magnifying glasses throughout this whole process. It's just much easier to see everything without making mistake. I noticed some people draw or paint or color their Punisher bandana red. I thought that was pretty cool too. I know Marvel Legend came out with some red bandana version too. That's pretty neat. Should we do red bandana? I think that would be pretty cool idea too, right? Instead of white, the typical white. Yeah, let's do red today. I don't have any red bandana version. Red, yeah, let's do red. Yeah, let's do red. Let's do red. Red is much more forgiving. Okay, see the paint start to darken up, right? I really appreciate everyone's support on chiming in on these videos. You guys are what make me, what inspire me and motivate me to keep on doing it. Because I get a lot of feedback. People message me and say, oh yeah, watch your video, you know. and I started painting. I'm like, that's awesome. They showed me some of their work too. Because I know that a lot of people, they want a commission painter, which is good. You know, some of these painters, they paint for a living. They are really good at what they do. But at the same time, I know some people they work hard from work, you know, from their day job, and they come home, they want to do something relaxing. Painting, it really gives you that feeling. It's really relaxing, because when you're painting, it's like meditating. You're not really thinking, you're just focusing on getting this canvas filled up with color. Oh, there's a little support tree I need to cut off. It's so tiny. It's really, really tiny. Is it even necessary to cut it off? Oh, there it is. That's gonna leave a mark. So unnecessary. Yep, very unnecessary. But you know, I'm missing a spot of primer on it. The good thing is it's black, so it's not too bad. It's just not gonna grab the paint as well. You know what, since we're doing red bandana, I can be a little bit more brave and paint a little bit more on the bandana. Paint a little bit more hair on the bandana, because red is much easier than white. Okay, so we got the hair close to the skin on the top of the head, pretty much covered. I hope the camera is focused. If not, I'm sorry guys. I'm trying to focus on looking at the head and stuff. The quality of the camera, I'll do my best, okay? All right, we got the top. This is only the second layer. So you can see the second layer is much darker than the first layer, like how I show on the bottom. Ever since we started doing this video, I've been painting 1/12 scale more than ever, to the point that I haven't painted any 1/6 scale for a long time. Okay, I think my paint is a little bit too thin. Let me thicken up a little bit. I do have a paint palette, the wet one, but I know most people don't have that. That's why I'm using this cheap one that you can get it from store. Like they're like 97 cents, $3, $4, $2, $1. They're very, very affordable. I'm just trying to relate with everyone as much as possible. Not pulling out any crazy tools where people's like, where'd you get that? Well, okay. Yeah, the paint is much thicker now. Still watery, but thicker. Yeah, I want to see more people paint. It's fun. It's really fun. I get so inspired when I see someone paint those 1/6 scales. Super detailed, super realistic. When I look at it, I thought it was a photo. I haven't painted 1/6 for a long time. I really want to, but there's a lot of things I want to finish up. A lot of projects I'm currently working on right now. I want to get those out of the way first. Also the 1/6 scale and 1/12 scale BTS Batman. I want to get that done as soon as possible. As soon as I receive all the parts, I'm going to be assembling them for everyone, one by one. That's like my main focus right now. It's taking so long. It's killing me. Killing everyone who has been waiting. Trust me, I know. Okay, that's the second layer. Let's see what a third layer look like. We can kind of speed up a little bit more now. We can make the paint thicker now. Since we got most of the edges done already with one layer, light black, very, very light black. The trick is not to paint the hairline next to the skin too dark. That will allow the hair to look a little bit more natural, because the hair next to the skin are usually not as overgrown as the center of other area in like the middle section of their head. I don't know if that makes any sense. My English is not that great. Neither is my Chinese. But hey, we get by. Okay? Okay. The paint's thicker now. A little bit too thick. I'm going to try to spray it out to other area more. Water down a little bit more. If you want, you can leave that hairline. Oh, sorry, I'm out of focus. If you want, you can leave that hairline with a split a little lighter, with a lighter layer of black you did earlier, to kind of give it that realistic look. It's completely up to you. Sometimes the more you paint, the more you will realize what can be improved on. So just practice more. Okay. Wait until I dry. I know that you can thicken the paint and you can paint a lot faster, but better be safe than sorry, you know. Sometimes that, I know painting, it's all about patience. The more you paint, the more you will know how important patience is. I know most of the time we just want to see it done, you just want to see the paint on. Sometimes people might wonder, well, I'm doing this watery paint and I don't see the results. It's taking forever. Trust me, it's worth it. It's better than you stop the paint too thick on it, and then you make a mistake. You're gonna end up have to strip the whole entire paint down. And that's another thing we're gonna talk about today: stripping the paint. What if you make a mistake? What if the whole entire head looks horrible? And what if a few years later you realize I can paint better, but now this head is painted already? I have to buy a new one? No, you don't. You just might be able to strip the paint and repaint it again. And I'll do that. I'll show you guys how to do that later. After, let's see how much we get this one done today. Just might be able to show how to strip paint. Because that's another major fear. What if I screw up? Do I get a second chance? No, you get as much chance as you want. Kind of. And that's the benefits of painting resin head. Because if you paint on an original head from the factory, which is made of what, plastic, you might not be able to strip the same. I don't know what material, what kind of chemical you will have to use to strip the original paint. I know that nail polish remover might work, should work, but at the same time, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do versus stripping a whole entire resin head sculpt. Resin head sculpt is much easier to strip. And that's why I really enjoy custom head sculpt, resin head sculpt. You get that benefit. See how fast the paint already dry? I can kind of hold the hair now. The thinner the paint is, the more watery the paint is, the faster they dry at the same time. Oh, Tran Tuan's here too. Hi, Tran. Or is it Tuan? I'm sorry. I still need to figure out which one is your last name, which one is your first name. Tran is an awesome sculptor. His Amazing Spider-Man is amazing. Amazing. Yeah, Tran, I want to repaint that. I want to paint another Amazing Spider-Man Andrew again. Today you showed that symbiotic Spider-Man on Andrew. Wow. Incredible. Got me all excited. Okay, so we got the top hair somewhat done. Got to touch up here a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Don't judge me too hard. It's a 1/12 scale, okay? I know some people are going to be like, well, you missed this spot, you missed that spot. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard to see from iPhone camera, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna touch up on this little area. Since we decide to paint the bandana red, it's no big deal. Okay, we got the top part pretty much taken care of. Okay, what do you guys think? Not bad? All right, let's work on the bottom. Get that done. Get that taken care of. Holding my breath. Okay. Yeah, this sideburn part, the side of the hair, just leave it light. Don't want to paint it too dark. The water-based paint. What I'm doing here, the water is still somewhat watery. The paint is somewhat watery. I'm kind of just letting the paint run through all each hairline. so the edges doesn't look like, you know, just one thick outline. I'm drawing through this direction to keep as much hairline detail as possible. Pretty exciting, right? Hair's almost done. We can move on to the face. I think that's what everyone want to see. What do you guys think? Is it hard to do, or is this doable? It's really just come down to practice. I still have some of these heads available. If you guys want some, let me know. Color start to go in, huh? Looking good. Voila. Got this, huh? We got this. Just try to cover all surface. Okay, I think we're pretty good, right? Not too bad. Some area can use a few more layer, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna do one more layer around the edges, around the hairline on the side, just to make sure that it's fully covered up. Here's a little bit too light. Okay, and here on the bottom, oh, I'm sorry, here on the bottom. Okay. All right, I think we're pretty good. Okay. Let me see what I have here. Let's sit here, let it dry. I'm gonna go wash my hand. I got some black lines on it, some black on my finger. Every time I painted, while I was painting the hair, I keep on thinking, what if this paint is not dry and rub on the face? Let me go wash it real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so the paint is pretty much dry. It dries really fast. All right, so next we're going to do the eyebrow or the bandana. Let's do the eyes real quick. Okay, I want to show you guys something really cool. I know a lot of people want to see eyes. Okay, this is what we're going to be used. Citadel shade, Rikeland flesh shade, gloss. Okay, this one's an interesting one. I'm pretty sure there are other choices might be much better than this. I'm using this one for a reason, and I'll explain why. Let me find my brush, my favorite one. This is my favorite brush these days. What is it? 3/0. Okay, whatever that means. Okay, it's not only it's thin, well, it's not the thinnest, but it's thin enough, but it's long. And the benefit of the brush being long is that it holds the paint pretty well. Okay, we're gonna dip a little bit of this, just tiny bit, and we're going to apply this red flesh color inside the eyes. A little bit too much paint. Wipe it off before the paint dry. This color it's somewhat red and it's glossy. This will represent let me see if I can get the light in there. This will represent the bottom, inside the bottom eyelid, and also the corner of the eyes, red. I know it's a little bit hard to see. Can you guys see it? I don't know if the camera can focus on that. You get the idea? Hopefully. You don't need to put a lot. I'm just gonna go over it a little bit more. If it comes out of the eyes, don't worry too much. We can always touch up with skin color later on. Okay, so it's there for both eyes. I'm going to let it dry. Wash my brush because I don't think that's water-based acrylic. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's water-based acrylic. Okay, now we're gonna do the eyebrow. We're gonna use that watery black that we mixed earlier. I'm gonna test the paint. Pretty watery. See, it kind of just going inside into my skin. We're going to paint the eyebrow now. The paint's very, very watery. And that's exactly what we need. The goal is just to cover the eyebrow with a layer of paint, so it will catch paint on later on. Very, very watery. I don't even have the picture reference with me right now to see what how Jim Lee draw his eyebrow, but we're just going to wing it based on the sculpt. Okay, that's first layer. Very, very light gray. pull the stick now out now. I'll be completely honest with everyone. I can barely see what I'm doing. It's funny. I was doing this video and some guy was asking for paint service. And I showed him the video. I told him that, you know, you can try to paint yourself. Talk to him about it. Show him the steps on how to paint for like a good while. He's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay. So can you refer me to some painter, please? I'm like, oh, okay. Give it a try, you know. But if you want painter, you want me to refer some painter, yes, we got a good amount of painter that contacted us and willing to take on paint commission. I know they get filled up real quick. Because every time I promote someone, boom, next you know, they have to close their paint commission due to all the people who looking for paint service. I'm happy for them because the goal is to help more paint artists out there. That's the goal. Okay. For eyebrows, you want to paint thin layer by layer. Don't rush it and don't slap on some thick black paint over it. You rather just have watery paint and let the watery paint sink into each eyebrow line on its own. If the sculpt is detailed enough, it will be able to sink into those eyebrow lines naturally. That's why that having a resin head that's printing high resolution is very important. It saves you so much trouble. Okay, there it is. It's not incredible or anything, but it does the job, you know? I'm not wearing magnified glasses right now, so if I can see this much through my iPhone camera, I am pretty sure you guys can too. You know what would be really cool? I just thought about this. You know, if you guys have those iPhone camera or Android, you know, that has a zoom in function, I wonder if you're able to paint through that zoom in function. You might be able to see a lot more than what your eyes can see. Right? That makes sense, right? Let me know, okay? I'm curious. I might give that a try too. Okay, now since we're using the thin brush, might as well go back and touch up on some of the thinner area on the hair. Yeah, there you go. Some of the area that I wasn't able to paint earlier, now I'm covering them up. The eyebrow is looking pretty decent, huh? Not bad. You guys can compare thin layer versus thick paint and see how much detail you have left after you apply on the hair. I have painted a good amount of my own head sculpt. I know the difference. It's huge difference. I love to see those thin hairline, hair detail. If it's sculpted on there, show it, right? Okay, so we got the eyebrow done. It's not perfect or anything. I'm gonna just give an idea on how to paint the eyebrow, the eyes and all, and then I will touch up and clean up later on my own time, okay? Because I want to move on to the next step. I can't wait to do the skin. But now let's do the eyes. Eyes, just use regular white. Put the white on the other side of my paint plate. We're going to use some clean water. Clean water. Throw some water in here. This is my drinking water. I filtered drinking water. Have a sip while I'm at it. Drop. Bonk. That should be more than enough. I think. Should be more than enough. Okay. Clean my brush a little bit. Mix this white. The consistency you're looking for, it's like this milky texture. Okay. And you want to wipe off all the excess paint before you apply onto the eyes. I'm going to do it without magnifying glasses, so wish me good luck. I'm going to dip the tip of my brush into the eyes. I talk too much. I think the paint's already dry. Since the eyes was covered with red earlier, now when you apply this white over it, came out a little bit, right? Don't worry too much. We'll touch up later, okay? Paint already dry. Okay. It's okay, be patient. Test on your finger. Wipe off the excess. Because the paint is very, very watery, you will still be able to see a little bit of red underneath and around the corner. And that's the goal. Okay? Slowly push it into the corner. You know, some people that's able to paint without magnifying glasses, they can see everything. I envy those people with good eyes. Sharp, sharp eyes. There's a painter overseas, I'm not going to mention his name. Kind of disappeared now. But he paint really, really good, especially 1/12 scale. He paint 1/12 scale. He's like a pro. And I asked him, what kind of magnifying glasses do you use? And he said, I don't. I'm like, wow. What kind of eyes you have? He's just able to see everything. Incredible. Okay. Let's go back and do the other side. Let's work on this messed up left eye. It's funny. I think this is my third layer already. My third layer. The eyes start to look a lot wider, right? So white that I kind of cover up most of the red, but I still have a little bit of red in the corner, and that's why we really wanted it. Okay. just leave it at that. Clean the brush. I have my napkin next to me. Clean the brush. Okay. Now, let's do some touch-up. This color by Emo, that's a skin tone color. It's very, very thick. Give it 2 drops. Mix, mix, mix. It's very, 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 very thick paint. Extremely thick. Let's see, how thick is it? It's good enough. Okay, so we're gonna touch up and fix the area that we screwed up earlier, the top of the eyes. I'm gonna have to move one of my bottle away. So this color supposedly, it's very similar to the flesh primer that we use. Unfortunately, the color is not 100% the same. So if you're going to use this color to do touch up, to cover up your mistake, you might want to mix with a little bit of red just to match it perfectly. You guys can probably see better than my own eyes right now because you guys are seeing through the camera. I don't know how big is your computer screen. Probably see all type of mistake that I'm doing. I'll probably touch it up on my own time. Okay. Blow dry it. Let's see if we can cover up this mistake right here. A little bit. Okay. Yep. Somewhat touched up. Okay. We got a little bit of flesh color inside the eyes. I'm gonna go back and work on the white a little bit more. If you want the eyes to be a little bit more realistic, you could mix the white with a little bit of dirty black water, okay, to give it that grayish look, or even add a little bit of blue or bluish gray. It would look a lot more realistic. Okay, so there's your white. There's your white. Yeah, you guys have an idea how small this head is, you know. This is the paint bottle. That's the size of the head. I don't have my ruler with me right now, but I don't have any object that you guys are familiar with in terms of sizes. Yeah, the head is really small, very, very small. Okay, so you guys get the idea. At this point, should we do the banana? What is the name of it? Name of what? Clement, let me know what the name you're asking for, okay? Right now, we could do the eyeball. Might as well do the eyebrow because I know that's what everyone want to see the most. Can someone help me out here? What color is Frank Castle's eyes? His pupil? Is it blue? Is it black? Is it brown? Anyone have any idea? Help me out here. The touch-up paint. Oh, it's the same brand. Dry brush paint ammo, dark sand, acrylic from the same company, Meg Jimenez. This is the color. I put it here. I know it's not that clear. Okay. Let's do blue for the eyes. For now, if his eyes end up to be black, then we'll color it back to black. Whatever, okay? Or brown, whichever. But first thing, add a little bit of water in there to keep the paint alive. Now, we're going to paint the black part of the eyes first. This is the one I want to try. I'm going to put my magnifying glasses on while using the phone camera so you guys can see. Let me go get my magnifying glasses. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so magnifying glasses. This is the one. Tosan. I like this one. It's easy to use. It's also portable. You plug in. You get a button right here on the right side. Press once, twice. Okay. Get it from Amazon. Very affordable. The best there is. Because it's convenient. You put on your head like the glasses, and you're ready to go. Okay, now we're gonna do the eyes. Since no one tell me what color his eyes is, I'm still debating brown or blue. Okay, I'm gonna see. Oh my goodness, can't see jack. Okay. Doink. Supposedly, I usually do upper eyelashes, upper eye line. Already a screw up. Look at that. It's just too hard to see. Can everyone see anything? That's one eye. Let me see. The focus is not quite there, huh? Let me bring my light. This is more challenging than I thought. Okay. Okay. They're not perfect. I will still need to touch up with some white. Okay, Frank has blue eyes. Okay. Thank you, Clement. Okay. Blue eyes, there it is then. Everybody got blue eyes. Okay. Really hard for me to see. I bet it's hard for everyone else to see too. Okay. So this is what we got so far. Looking straight. Okay. So after this, we want to make sure the ice, since we use very, very watery paint, I want to make sure the ice is completely dry before we apply the blue on it, or else the paint is going to run everywhere and make a huge mess. Let's see the consistency of the blue. Okay. A little bit wetter. A little bit more watery. That should be okay. Let's give this a try. This is just for demonstration. If I paint for myself, I will be doing most of the paint under magnifying glass. So right now, wow, this is hard. This is hard to see. What do we have here? Okay. Make sure the paint is not too watery. Okay. So we got the blue in the black. Let's do the other side. The reason why I flip it backwards is because it's easier for me as a right-handed. All right, we did it. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see the blue. Yep. The goal is to have the blue inside the black. Let me look at it through magnifying glasses. Hold on. Yeah, I give myself a 6 out of 10. I'll clean up later. Okay, with some white to bring the eye white back. Okay, so once that is done, you can either paint the blue again, half of the eyes, maybe bottom or top, with a lighter blue, just to kind of give it a little bit of a shading. But today we're not. We're just gonna go straight to the black dot. Okay. Let me see. The goal is to have the black dots at the center of the eyeball, the center of the blue. Okay, there's one. And I screwed up there. Gotta fix it. If you guys see what I'm doing with my camera right now, it's gonna be, it's really funny. I'm having my head right next to the camera so you guys can see it through the camera. I'm gonna fix it off camera with a bit of blue. Hang there, I'll be right back. When you guys get your own magnifying glasses, then you will know what I mean. It makes the job so much easier. Okay, I fixed it. Luckily that the mistake wasn't too bad. Now I'm gonna put the black dots back in on the right eyes. The more you paint, the more experience you get. You will have full control and sturdy hand, because you know exactly which muscle to use, muscle memory, which muscle to use. Okay, almost there. Okay, done. Okay. The blue, the dots. Later on, I'm going to add the black, the upper eyelashes black line over it, so the eyes will be a little bit more detailed than current. Let's move on to the next step. We are going to paint the lips now. Use the same exact shade that we did with the eyes. Because it's gloss, it presents the lips really, really well. A little bit of paint, you don't want too much. Sharpen your brush. You want the brush to be nice and sharp. And kind of just draw over the line. Draw inside the line, into the line. I used to have so much trouble trying to get that lip color. See, now you have a line inside the lip. And you can use some of this paint to paint the bottom lip. The paint is very, very oily and glossy and watery already. Usually one layer is more than enough. See that? I usually like to use a little bit of the extra leftover paint to kind of draw the brow a bit. I know it's glossy, but later on we're going to be using the makeup powder, and that will matten it. You get the idea. Okay? Pretty easy, right? So today we've actually got the eyebrow, the eyes, and the pupil done. Got a lot done through this video. Gonna slap the red on the bandana, go straight to the makeup powder, and we're done for the day, okay? Come on, let's finish it up. The bandana we'll be using, turn off my magnifying glasses. I'm gonna be using the Vallejo Dark Vermilion. Drop it right here. Water down the paint. Mix, mix, mix. It's really, really bright red. But once it dry up, it might be a bit more dull. So don't worry too much. Okay, let's see. I need a little bit more watery. Yeah, we can do it here. It's fine. How watery are we looking at? Let's see. Pretty, could be a little bit more waterier. Yeah, something like that. Okay. I don't feel safe. Let's give it another drop. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay. Holding my breath right now. As if there's a scary bear next to me. All right. Do the outline. Okay. What Citadel color are you using for the lip? This one. Okay. Now I'm going to do the bottom of the bandana. How are we looking at? Too thick? Okay. Earlier we did black hair. So we don't have to worry about the red to get on the black because black is thicker color, stronger color. So maybe it is a good choice that we did black hair first instead of the red bandana first. I'm already drawing on the skin. We'll do that touch up clean later. I usually prefer to do this part with magnifying glass as well. For those people who think painter charge too much on paint service, well, this is what most painters have to go through, so you be the judge. How much are you willing to pay for paint service? Just to be fair, I'm not a professional painter. And I do not like to paint for commission. I only paint my own prototype. Because I know other painters, they paint for a living, and they are a lot more efficient when it comes to paint. Like right now, I am actually learning along with you guys. And getting experience, gathering experience from painting each head on camera. It's very different. But just this head alone, painting on camera versus painting off camera, people who do this for a living, they can get the job done a lot more professionally and neater. How much do you think it's worth? Now, support these artists. I can recommend a handful of painters that paint really, really well for very, very affordable price. Let me know. I'll help you guys out. You know, economy is bad right now. It's tough. Throw this guy a bone. Help them out. Just this head alone, right? We're already 1 hour in. Hour and a half in already. You know? It's not even done yet. Red banana is pretty cool, huh? In case he bleed. This is just first layer. You know what's funny? I keep on thinking, what if I make a mistake? A big mistake. Like paint across a face or something, but with the color that I'm not supposed to be using on camera. Huh. That's why I call this video paint tutorial for beginners, okay? Because I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner, not you're the beginner. I'm the beginner. I'm learning and painting along with you guys. I'm not a pro. I see painter out there, sheesh. Their painting results, I don't dare to call myself professional. Okay, so right now, this is just the first layer of red. We got all the top and bottom edges done. The paint is somewhat dry. We can move on to second layer. To darken that red. Another thing that you can think of as when you paint inside a box when you were small, like for example, coloring book, if you paint with coloring pencil, from what I remember, we paint the edges first, get the outline taken care of, and we just start to paint, fill up the inside, right? So the idea is very, very much the same. The only thing is that when you water down the paint and you apply it on the head sculpt layer by layer, your paint will be a lot more evenly than dealing with color pencil. You really have to get that color in there to even out the paint and the color, right? To me, painting head sculpt for action figure is much, much easier. Although right now we're just painting one solid color. We're not talking about shading it. Once you're comfortable painting solid color, red and red, black is black, not faded red from light to dark, dark to light, you know? Once you master this, you can start trying out some of the advanced tips, like shading. But right now, let's just stick with the basic. So this is the second layer. The red is all there. I'm not gonna go more than 3 layers. Just want everyone to see that, to get the idea, or else we'll be at this forever. This is the last layer we're gonna go over. Just so I don't have to deal with painting again later on. Glad that we did the hair first in black. So if I accidentally paint some of the red on the black hair, it will be a lot easier for me to go back and do touch up, because the black will eat the red alive. It will overlap it easily. Okay, so here you go. There it is. Okay, last, let's apply some of that makeup on, and we're pretty much done. Not this. This is what we've been using. The Hobby My weathering set. We will be using the more of the orangey one for the cheek. Okay, I want to show something really cool later on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply this color onto both sides of the cheek, upwards, this side too. A little bit in the front, upwards, getting there. Okay. Okay. Very funny looking right now, right? I know. And I'm gonna get a brush up the excess. Okay. I'm gonna leave it on for now. I know it's very, very red, almost too much red, but it's okay. I want to show something else real quick. Let me see if I have it. Hold on. Okay, I think this is going to be the highlight of the day. The Tamiya Weathering Master Dry Brush Effect. We are going to give him some 5 o'clock shadow. Let me put this palette away for now, before I make a mess. Okay, so we have this right here. We're gonna apply some of this bluish gray color around his jaw, bottom of the jaw, bottom of the chin, a little bit on the top of the chin, and it's getting late, huh? This weird video is longer than our usual normal video. Hopefully I'm covering up some really great information for people to see. Because we applied the matte clear coat earlier, the beginning of this, before we start painting everything, the skin has some type of texture, along with the headsculpt already have some texture. It will bite this powder on much more. Okay, can you guys see? Now we're gonna apply a little bit above the lip and down. Same thing with the other side. Okay. Make sure you study where the 5 o'clock shadow is on a hairy man from Google. You don't want to go overboard. Okay? Now, as you can see, there's some area that I don't want it to be. I went a little bit too high on the face. So what you can do is just get yourself a poster putty, open it up to where the sticky is on the inside, roll it up to a pointy shape. Okay, and I'm gonna clean up this area. Just kind of tap, tap, tap. Can you see? The left side's already cleaner than the right, and it's on here. Okay, I'll do the same thing on this side. I don't want any 5 o'clock shadow on this area of the muscle, so I'm just gonna dab, dab, dab. And then the cheek was too red earlier, right? Gonna dab, dab, dab. Blend, blend, blend into the face. There you go, a 5 o'clock shadow effect. Pretty easy, right? A lot easier than back in the days I had to use airbrush to do this. This is much easier. And since this is your own head sculpt and you did it yourself, will this powder stay? I don't know. If you don't touch it, it's all good, you know? If you touch it, you play with it with oily finger, it might rub off over time. Well, just apply it on it again. It's easy. It's just like makeup, you know, you put it on, you don't like it, you wipe it off, you know, you have this eraser to erase all day long. I think this is the most exciting part for today's video for a lot of people, right? So we covered everything already. Later on I'm gonna put more detail on the eyes, gloss it, and add some highlights on the head, and make some bandana for the rear in vinyl. Other than that, you guys get the idea. Hopefully this is effective. Hopefully you guys like the video. And that's pretty much it for painting the Punisher head for today. Okay? Well, I'm going to show you guys one last trick before we end the video. I know we got 8 minutes before it turns into 2 hours. Gosh, this is like a whole movie long, huh? I hope it's worth it. I know a lot of people wonder, what if I screw up on a pink head sculpt? Well, here is my dirty lacquer cleaner, a lacquer thinner. Let me show you what it looks like. This is what the lacquer thinner looks like. You can get it from any hardware store. I use this one, clean strip lacquer thinner. The color of this lacquer thinner is clear, okay? I've been stripping a lot of paint recently. That's why my lacquer thinner is this color. I'm gonna show you what I can do. Let's get ourselves a nice long barbecue stick. Have a little bit of a poster putty in there. The poster putty will get a bit messy. Let me make sure this stay on the stick strong so I'm able to pull it out. Gotta be good at pull out, right? Okay. So it's in there now. And we're gonna get ourselves unwanted brush. For example, this one should do. Nice and dirty. Okay, we're gonna dip this painted head. We're gonna dip this painted head that I painted a long time ago. It's too dark. And it's too glossy. I would like to repaint it. This is a 52 Capullo Batman head that we made years ago. I'm just gonna dip it in here. This paint has been on for like at least 2 years. It's pretty much dry, stick onto the head already. Okay, you see, the top of the head is paint's already gone, and I'm just gonna wipe it off. Dip a little paint and a little thinner. Start stripping, and this is how you strip a paint. Give yourself a jar so you don't make a mess. The paint thinner is, I don't even know what it's made out of. It's pretty strong. Try not to touch it with your finger, okay? Just to be safe. Our skin's our biggest organ. It will absorb everything, anything. That came off quick, right? Yep. So if you make a mistake on the paint that you did, you're not happy with, you can always go back and strip the paint. You can find this this jar of paint thinner, lacquer thinner. Lacquer thinner is strong. Some people use the purple stuff, but you know, I'm comfortable using this one. I'm used to using this one. Okay. You can dab it with what? Napkins with a little bit of paint, lacquer thinner. Let me show you. Let me grab a napkin. Yep, you'll be able to save some of the paint job that you did, that you screw up, and repaint again. You have no idea. There are times that I paint the same head, haven't even start painting the head and the hair. It just straight up primer, and I overspray too much or overspray the clear coat too much. I had to end up, you know, stripping the paint again. Okay, it's not the cleanest, as you can see, but just go back and wipe it a few more times to really get that paint off. Or you don't even have to worry too much, because when you primer with that flesh tone again, it's going to cover most of the color, most of this dirty stuff. Yeah, this is the reason why, you know, try to paint things yourself. Give it a chance. It's a lot easier than you think. And you can always strip it down and redo it again. Okay, so today we'll cover the Punisher head. As you guys can see, I can go back and blend it a little bit more so he doesn't look so pale with a 5 o'clock shadow. If you guys like it this dark, it's up to you. I'm going to play around with it tonight or tomorrow morning. Other than that, hope you guys like it. I will see you guys later. Good night.